Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is True TV in conjunction with MTV. Today, we are going to discuss the issues as in our country, Kenya. With my guest here is Mr. Paul Kiche, a graduate of. Let me give him the opportunity to introduce himself. This is a young man. He's very vocal in politics across the nation and an upcoming politician. That's why most of the time I like you in the show, Mr. Paul. Welcome to the show.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nick Nyangesa. Our pride as Kusuku. So, first of all, my official name is Uma Polo Nyango. But when you go to the Facebook page, you'll get me as Paul Kicheja Kusuku. So Kusuku is our word. That is Kwabwai word. We call it Kusuku.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. As in that now we are. I'm living in Kenya, still hustling. But I like politics and I like discussing things that may make us prosper, like maybe economic issues, and to know the trend, the news that are trending nowadays, so that we'll be alert every time.
You know, Paul, why I like you so much. You have got an experience of both international and local politics. What was your experience in Germany?
Oh, okay. I'm not ashamed to say that I graduated from Bukura Agricultural College with a diploma in agribusiness management and marketing. Yes. So after scoring my good grade, I was given a chance by the college to have my internship with Germans, where I had to fly to Germany for my internship. I stayed there for 6 months. The most interesting part is that I know a bit of the language, that is the Deutsch. Another thing is that another thing that I experienced there's more development in that country. You can't compare it with these Africans. Another thing is that the job that we are ashamed of doing here in Kenya is the thing that they like there. So I don't know whether you understand the point that I'm making.
No,
things that
the dirty jobs.
The things that you call it the dirty jobs that you are saying people in Africa or in Kenya that these are dirty jobs, we can't do them. Those are the things that people are doing there. So when I expected that to be sitting in a table or discussing points with the Germans, but it turns where I was now wearing some funny clothes going to work in the animal farms.
Yeah, I think that was a very
the mentality.
Interesting experience for you.
Yeah, we were very many. We were very many, around 49 students. When we were taking the flight, they're using the Lufthansa aeroplane. We thought that it will be nice to be in Germany, like we are doing these white collar jobs. We'll be in an office, people will be visiting your clients. But that one was our expectation. So the reality came where we were now dealing with the animals. We deal with the vegetables and so on. So it was nice to be there. Yeah.
Oh, that was a wonderful experience, Paul. That was a wonderful experience. It gives you the kind of exposure and some of the things that we've been talking about. So in the agricultural sector, you see now mechanized the Germans are in agriculture. So you look at the comparison and then you say we are like day and night when it comes to development. So those are some of the we want you to go out there and make sure that when you come back home, you implement them. So it is also it's a good experience and a good exposure for you. And we thank God that you are a member of my ward and an area mate for that matter. But anyway, this is a national broadcaster. We are focusing on the kind of politics that we are having in Kenya today. You being in Kenya, tell us the kind of situation and maybe what you are seeing in the talks that are happening between Kenya Kwanza and the Azimio Brigade.
Okay. Once again, uh, I would just like to say that maybe the politicians are playing with our minds.
Are you, su-
I
are you
don't.
sure?
This is an
Why do you
habit.
say that?
Why am I saying so? You see them fighting all over, but all of a sudden you get them coming back together uh, and agreeing on one thing, leaving the other things that we were struggling to get. Like in the talks that we are going to have very soon, though it is
Mm,
unconstitutional, it is not in the constitution,
mm,
and nobody comments it.
mhm,
I think that when you talk about it, Ruto is playing Raila, and he is exposing Raila
mhm,
because you can see the various factors that Raila was considering before, maybe opening of the server, high cost of living, plus very many things, but they are not in the talks.
mhm.
So it is that Ruto will be exposing Raila in that he will be saying or complaining that Raila needs it is fighting for self-interest, but not for the public, because what he was for before or organizing mandamando or the demonstrations are not in the talks.
Oh, yeah, that is according to the latest news that I've heard is that Ichungwa, but they said they said that that was part of the Raila had to call for a press conference to refute that, and he said that those are part of the discussions. Do you
But
think
will
that?
it happen?
Yes and no. Now that is up to you as a panelist here to tell us what you think will happen in the talks, and what do you, as a Kenyan citizen, what do you really want the talks to implement that affects you directly?
Okay. Well, let's pick it from there. When you talk about now the cost of living, you will go back to the finance bill that was there.
Mm-hmm.
It means that when you talk about it, that when you want to lower the cost of living, you will go back to the finance bill and then re-amend it again. And will you to accept that?
By the way, the finance bill was in court, and I think it was thrown out.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no. Did you get the latest news where they say that the finance bill may can still work?
Yeah, I saw that after Mtata's case. I saw that, but
Yeah.
Mtata still has got some clauses on the finance bill that he wants to present to the court before it is implemented. So the fight is still on between Mtata and
The court.
and the court. So
Mm.
I hope that it will give us the finance bill, because the government needs money to run. That's what I always say. It needs money to run. It is like having a budget. It's like you are getting a job and without a salary. So at the end of the month, you've got all this budget. You have to pay your rent, you have to pay your phone bill, you have to pay your car, you have to pay your fuel fees, and all these other things, and you don't have the money. So the government depends on the finances to implement its objectives. I believe Kenya Kwanza, as we always say, could be on the right trajectory or on the wrong platform. Recently, you saw Ruto saying that some of his ministers are not up to task. What do you have to say about this?
It is a bit tricky because when he was giving this appointment, he knew them before, even before,
Mm-hmm.
and then now maybe somehow trying to show the public that is more concerned with people's life. It can do anything at any point, at any time.
Mhm.
But there is no business big deal here. It is only that Ruto is trying to be again Doluo in Doluo Berore or Nejo Pay.
For the sake of our listeners, better and Nejo Payne, what do you mean by that? I think Paul was trying to
Of the,
say he's trying to please
yeah, you have to
the
please the public.
public.
That is up to his job, and he can fire. He can do anything at any point. You get that?
Mhm.
But he knew
But
these people. He even knows the characters.
in short, the Kenya Kwanza government is incompetent with the current appointments that they have. Ruto is seeing that these these ministers might not deliver uh,
Yeah.
his,
The-
his promises to the Asla nation. Yeah,
yeah.
we expect any reshuffles anytime soon in Kenya.
What? Pardon?
Are you expecting any changes, any reshuffles in government of William Ruto? Are we seeing any new faces coming in? There are some rumors
No.
Yangi and the rest might come into Ruto's cabinet. Are you seeing anything like that?
No, I don't. I don't. Maybe maybe for these minor appointments, but not this serious or key CS.
Yes, that is Paul Kitchen. That is your view.
Yeah.
That we might not see anything new in the
Mm.
Kenya Kwanza government. But
Unless
mhm.
unless he changes them, that this person to go there, then the other person to change for this from
So
the first position.
that is a reshuffle because I have seen today. Yeah, about a week ago, I saw some reckless statement from people like Moses Kuria, who is also, and I think he's the one who came late in the meeting, who is also a cabinet secretary. So
Yeah.
Ruto is so much annoyed being somebody who is hands-on, and he explained to them that the moment he knows more than you know in your ministry, then it seems that you're not doing your job. So
Hmm.
this is somebody who is on hands-on in his job, and he expects delivery from his cabinet, so that
Hmm.
the country can move forward. The Azimio leader Raila Odinga, what is his game plan with all this having been said?
Raila. I don't know what I can speak about Raila. It is only that he still wants to be relevant to the public.
Mhm.
This man Ruto has completely damaged Raila's politics. Yeah.
I, now
So
you
Raila wants to remain relevant to the public in that he is still there.
mhm.
Don't forget about him.
So he really wants to be relevant to the public.
Yeah.
Recently, I've seen a lot of a lot of counter accusation in Nyanza that
Mhm.
the people who are allied to William Ruto are the people who should be held accountable for the deaths of in Kisumu and Nyalanda area. What do you make of this kind of talk? Oh, I mean, where is it heading to?
No, that is it is only that we as Luos or this Nyanza region,
Hmm.
maybe they had an expectation that when such things happen, they were of opinion that maybe these people from lowland that are allied to UDA or Ruto could have made some mistake, some statements concerning such, but they went silent.
Oh, they went silent, huh?
Yeah, so but that is now maybe the issue that they didn't talk about it, they were silent about it, yet they're in the government. That's now where the claims are. But you see that maybe these people, the likes of Raymond, Owalo, Kidero, and
Mm-hmm.
Jalas, they went before Raila, and Raila is coming after them.
So you are saying that they went and did the handshake before
Raila.
the party leader. Hmm?
Yeah. So they are the ones now. Raila will find them there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe the Nyanza people were expecting that maybe these people that are there from Nyanza could have made some statement concerning the same, but they went silent. That is now the point that they're talking about.
Okay, okay. They went silent as their people were being killed. This will make the politics of 2027. I'm seeing a lot of that kind of game being
Mm.
played until 2027, whereby if you are in the Azimio strongholds, you'll be told that you are the people who killed our people, so we would not give you votes. Does the voter is the voter very much informed on the ground, like where you are at the moment, Mr. Kid?
At Migori County,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Migori County, they're aware, but no, we have the influence, Mr. Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Always like today I saw something on the Facebook page that in Luenyanza
Mm-hmm.
we have ODM as a party.
Mm-hmm.
So the party leader, that is Raila Odinga, doesn't want any party to rule in Luenyanza. He wants the 6P, that is the ODM. Will you get that?
But this puts him, as a democratic crusader. This puts him in a very awkward position. Nationally, is campaigning with people like Kioni and the rest, Kinamunya, who are from other regions. But
Yeah,
uh, his Luo tribesmen, when they join UDA, is complaining that they are traitors. I mean, what do you make
yeah.
of this kind of talk? I mean, I think it's very, very undemocratic. And for me, it's not healthy. I've always said that tribe should come last. Yes, you can use tribe positively, but as it stands now, the low community population is at number five. Is at number
Mm.
five. Who is this tribe that wants to negotiate with us? We are noisy as a community, and that is why, and we are very political
Yeah.
in our talks. So most people
Ye-
want to only get associated with us for the noise. But when it comes to leadership, they don't want us in position of leadership. I think this is what has been happening in our community. So anyway, the engagement that is going on, between uh, the UDA, they are called now ODM. No, they are called what? Luo Moar, the name that has been
Eh,
coined, Luo Moar. So this Luo
eh,
Moar guys, this Luo Moar
yeah.
guy, they are campaigning on a platform that they want to join government at least by 2032. Do you think it's a reality, or it is just some other political gimmick, or they are just looking for positions?
No, no, now, Nick, some of them,
Mm-hmm.
some of them are doing it to show that they got disappointed,
Mm-hmm.
or they were disappointed on the last election.
Mm-hmm.
You get it. Someone like Kidero, you get that. Raila, he was not invited for the peaceful talk. That is about we call it what was it? Giving certificate to the prominent politicians. I don't know what was
Mm-hmm.
it. That name,
Uh,
that
giving
agreement.
to the prominent, or which one? Which agreement are you talking
Yeah,
about?
they had Mbadi, Wanga, Kidero, those six aspirants. Then you get to that they are giving a certificate to one without consulting maybe any. What
Oh,
was that
okay.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they got disappointed.
Mm.
They didn't expect that, so they are now showing back that maybe when even if they are disappointed, they can still hang somewhere.
Okay.
Oh, they can still run away from you, then be secure somewhere. That is what some of them are trying to show. But people like Raymond started a long time ago, or Walu, and they were not consistent. They were just there. They were not aspirants of any political position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but these people like they're running away. They're just showing that maybe they have somewhere to go or somewhere to be instead of this or your party that you are talking about political rights or democratic rights. Yet you can't even practice it yourself.
I think you as a young person, do you think Raila Odinga aspires the vision that for the people?
No, no, no. He is totally out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is totally out of it. He could have used another method. That's
Mm-hmm.
why most of the people are demoralized. Look at 2027, 2027, the next coming election period, we'll have different minds or different thoughts. Where people will not be having this same ODM, because they will still go the same way. So people will not be using it again,
Do you think
unless otherwise.
young people are confident with William Ruto's government, and the older generation are the ones that are not really confident with Ruto's government? But this issue of the Asla nation, do you think that the issue of the Asla narrative that Ruto campaigned on, is it dying and people are turning against him and going to Raila right now politically? What do you think is the political situation in Kenya?
Okay, Nikki, about that, it is 50-50. That is a half, the probability is a half. You get
Mm-hmm.
that many people are happy that Ruto is killing the issue that we've been having long time ago, from those days where you will only be elected when you know one, or you know that ODM house, or you are connected to one. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Ruto is killing that aspect where you will only be elected as Nikki Nyang'esa. You can't be elected because you don't know Raila Odinga, or you are not close to him, or you are not close to another governor. You get that?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
to make sure that this thing runs smoothly is that
Mhm.
we kill it completely. But then when we check another thing, people are crying
Mhm.
about high cost of living. But to an extent, you will get that maybe they're cooling down. Hmm.
Oh, they are
They
cooling
are cooling
down
down
right
because,
now.
yeah, they will not change the president. They cannot. There's nothing they can do about the government. It is only you to work hard. So even the president himself is urging people that go to the to the garden or go to endeni ushambani mfanye kazi.
Hmm?
The
Yeah,
government will not feed you. The government will not feed you. It is your hard work that will help you.
I'm wondering why uh, we have all of a sudden become so dependent on the government.
Mhm.
Hmm? We are so dependent on the government.
We are full of blames and being lazy.
We are full of blames and being lazy as a
Being
nation.
lazy. Yeah, we are very lazy as a nation. You don't want to work. You want the government to feed you. You want the government to provide everything for you.
Mm-hmm.
So then another thing we are now blaming them. Let's now see where a point where you don't have even a farm.
Mm-hmm.
where you grow your maize and beans and maybe cassava, those vegetables, then you are complaining that there is high cost of living because you've been buying this hunger from the shop every day.
Mm.
But you see, those people that are getting maize from from their gardens or from their shamba, they get something to sell.
Now you've done your homework so well. Tell us the price of Goro Goro in Migori, where you are.
Migori now is 120, 120 or 100.
120 or 100.
That is 120 to 100 to 120. That is the
Is it
price here now.
is it coming down or going up?
It is going up
Mm-hmm.
because the season they didn't do well. So
Oh,
it
they
is
didn't
going
do
up.
well.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it was
so
not
the
that well.
so you've just answered the question. So the issue of the cost of living, or the cost of maize, the cost of bunga, uh,
Mhm.
it depends on the rainfall that we had last season. It depends
Mhm.
mostly on the weather. If we don't
Yeah,
have rains, then there will be a lot of starvation. So this
yeah,
issue of cost of living is so much tied to the weather pattern nowadays and climatic change, other than the government of the day. Yeah.
yeah. It is unpredictable. The climate itself or the weather itself is unpredictable to some in some areas.
Being a student of agriculture, what can you advise the government to do at this particular moment? Because you've seen that due to global warming, the weather patterns throughout the world is changing. What can you
Oh,
advise this particular government to do? And also,
oh,
you've been a student who's gone overseas. What knowledge can you bring back to your country so that we can have we can have food security in our region?
okay. First of all, there's this key point that I want to talk about.
Hmm.
Like in Nyanza region or any other region that we have, the government is just concentrating on the other departments. But in this agricultural sector, they are not doing much, very much. I support that, or I propose that the government deploy some of the extensionists, those agricultural students that have finished school,
Hmm.
they be given job in this community so that we can educate these people. You know, it is somehow difficult to work from your village or from your home, going to advise one every day and now and then without even getting a penny.
Hmm.
You get it? That is the mentality that we have. Maybe to working from one place like now in Kwabwai, working on this all that Kwabwai, working just advising people, giving them the knowledge that they should be using. Then you go back where what will you feed on?
Wow,
So
that is
instead of working in the villages advising people, you better rather do what can help you as an individual. But when you are employed by the government, you now have a task.
mm,
You get it, name.
yes.
You are now have a task. You have to sit down maybe in a group of 7 or 6 or 7 people. Then you maybe compose a report. You give it to the government what you need to be done.
I think you are very right. You are very right. You need some incentives to go around and educate the farmers
Yeah,
uh, on the right ways of planting, then the right fertilizer to use on a particular soil. Our people lack
yeah.
this kind of information, and the government should be very resourceful to go out there or advertise on the right fertilizer. Now that we have county government, is the county government minister of agriculture doing anything in Homa Bay County where you come from?
No, like it is. Things are not still clear.
Hmm.
Maybe if I can talk about it, it's not that clear. We don't have those agricultural people in the villages. You can't see them. You'll only be hearing about nurses or teachers or anything else. But this part of agriculture, you'll get that maybe they're coming to distribute fertilizers, maybe at the chief camp. But you distribute a fertilizer to one who cannot even use the fertilizer. So he will be going there to the farm. He doesn't know the time to apply this fertilizer. He doesn't know when to use it. You get it? So this
Mm-hmm.
person will end up using it wrongly. Yeah.
I agree with
So
you.
let's take for example, you are a chief of the area.
Yes.
You are inviting people to come for the fertilizers.
Mm-hmm.
They are going back home with the fertilizer, maybe full buckets of fertilizers. Then they start spreading them on the soil or using them in these crops that we have, not knowing that we have different seasons where we should only be using vegetables. We have different seasons or different fertilizers where we should only be using them in such certain crops. So this person will be using anything, not knowing that it may be harming soil sometimes. You
Mm-hmm.
know, soil also is also there. Fertility of the soil may be harmed. eh? So you will end up losing your crop and destroying your soil.
You know, being a student of agriculture, and you once helped me when my cows were, when they were dying.
Yeah.
So people you should be consulted as a young man when somebody has got a problem with his cattle back in the village. You know what you've said is very, very right. The county government and the national government are not doing much to sensitize the farmers in the
Yeah.
village. In the village, and most of the farmers in the village are peasant farmers. I think, Paul, what we have in Luo Nyanza is we have small scale farmers who are ventured into sugarcane farming, and some small scale farmers who have ventured into rice farming. But we don't have large scale farming in of maize plantations, beans plantation. We only grow crops to feed us with our families in the village, and just a few bags to sell. Perhaps it is high time we look into large scale farming. What do you think? There is a potential in Nyanza for large scale maize farming.
Yeah. This is good, but in the market issue, or because that maybe a farmer after planting or after doing all those in the farm and getting your produce, there's this big challenge that will always face. A farmer is having a maize, maybe many bags, but he doesn't know where to sell them. He doesn't know where to sell them and when to sell. We have when the price is very down, where we
We
have
have
the price
we,
are very up.
we have
So we
Paul,
lack
Kigot,
marketing strategies.
we have Kigoto Factory, we have Kenya
Where
National Cereals Board. Why are you
you're just
laughing? You're almost you're laughing. Why are you laughing, Mr. Gita?
let me tell you, do you know the reason why we have some farmers in Kwabwai
Mm-hmm.
who are just having some sugarcane plantation, but their sugarcane or the canes cannot go to the farm itself, the industry. Do you know the reason?
They have the sugarcane,
They
but
have the canes there in the farm, but
the
they
cane.
cannot be cut and then to ferry to the industry.
One thing I know is that we have very bad roads. That is one issue. That's another issue that
Another
could
thing,
be there. Lack
another
of
thing.
lack of transport,
Mhm,
lack of proper equipment to transport. That maybe the tractors are so busy, they are not
mhm.
enough to transport that sugarcane to the factory. By and large, you can just tell me, that is my overview on my view, why most farmers cannot uh, take their sugarcane to the factory, because there is a line of, I think, how the factory operates is that it is per farmer. So if you are number 10 or number 20, is when your canes will be collected from the farm. Or how is it? I've never been a sugarcane farmer, so.
Okay, we've seen it happening in our location or in our area, where one thing they have what we call poor communication. The communication between the industry and the farmer. Hello, you get it?
Yeah, I can get you.
Yeah. Then another thing, we have what we call exploitation by middlemen.
In the sugar industry, we have exploitation.
Yeah, exactly. Because you will get one. They're somehow very funny. You'll get that one that they are giving you connection with the industry. They want to help you know how you can get your money from the industry, or how you can sell to them, or how you can be connected to them so that you can sell your sugarcane instead of taking the other people's sugarcane. So you will get them telling you that when you do this and this, you now come, they will bribe you. You get it? Maybe they will be telling you that we'll be measuring this and this. When you get 40 tons, we'll give you this money. So you get a farmer getting demoralized. How can you have the old sugarcane being sold at maybe a little amount? So next time you will not do it because you will not get money that you are expecting.
Oh, so the reason why the sugarcane is staying on the farm, according to what you just said, but these are your views, is that there's no communication between the industry and the farmer.
Yeah. There is no that it is not proper. You don't understand it, how it is happening, because they will come and then they will advise you on how to plan. Next time you will see another person talking on the behalf of the other person, so they are just challenging you.
Oh, so there's no proper, clear communication challenge.
Yeah.
As to Sukari industry, if you are listening, you don't have a proper, clear policy or guideline to communicate between you and the farmer. That is why there's a lot of sugarcane lying still on the farms unharvested because of lack of communication. Then you need to communicate properly and efficiently to the local farmers so that their produce can be taken to the factory in good time. In good time. What else? What else? What else?
In conjunction to that, there's what you call, they are forgetting about what you call teamwork. Like we have 10 farmers in the village or in a given area. So everyone wants his canes to be cut in different times. So which industry will come and harvest your canes on May of only 2 acres? Another person on September, another person different times. So that is very impossible. It is very costly for the industry, because it cannot bring 7 tractors or can hire workers to go do something that's very small. They will be running at a loss.
But
so
Paul,
they will be. They should be having. Hello. They should be having something like a teamwork, and maybe after having a teamwork, they have a representative who will be saying that on 10th of this or on this month, we will be cutting a cane or canes from this region. It will give an easy time for the industry to come and harvest all the canes in one given location. Then they ferry them to the industry. But without that, you cannot manage. So you will get them competing, farmers competing themselves. I want mine to be harvested on this particular time, another person on a particular time. So they get I don't know how I can explain that. That is now another thing that is demoralizing us. Why we should not do that?
I think you are right, but it's very tricky because people plant at different times, and
why?
Why do people plant at different times? Because of finance.
That is now the communication between the farmers and the industry. They don't want to work together.
Okay, now I get your point. Now the
You get that?
communication. Oh, right. Yeah, because people
Yeah,
plant at different times.
yeah,
They'll definitely harvest at different times.
yeah,
The crops will also be ready at different times. They cannot
yeah,
be harvested at the same time. But if the
yeah.
industry communicated in good time, they would tell them, "You guys, we want you to start planting this season at this particular time." Then
Hmm.
the harvest will start after 1 year at this particular time. Then
Yeah, yeah,
that way
exactly.
there is a communication. I've always had a
Mm.
problem. I've always had this problem with Sukari industry and even Moroni.
Mm.
Those trucks are dangerous on the road. They are very very
Mm-hmm.
dangerous, and I don't know up to now whether they are still moving in the night or they are still or the canes are being transported at daytime. What is the situation?
No, that part I can't explain that much because
Are you
I've
seeing
not.
the tractors on the
Mm.
road at night, or you're seeing them mostly on daytime?
I will be asked. I will be asked where at night where.
Maybe for Mr. Kija, you belong to that club that
Yeah,
runs at night.
yeah. I will be asked why are you talking at night. At night I don't walk. I can't say about it.
No, I think sometimes I've met them on the road while driving. I've seen them,
Mm.
and they're very dangerous. They don't have reflectors, and so many people have died on the road because of those tractors. Perhaps it's high
Mm.
time that the industry should reflect on how to how to manage uh, how to manage the tractors. I think we've lost Paul for a minute. We'll be back. That is the internet for sure. Internet for sure. Internet in Kenya is such a big thing. Anyway, we are on True Talk. We are talking about the politics in our country, and sometimes we are off what is happening in the county government. We've been talking to one of a very young, promising leaders in the community. Is Mr. Paul Kicho telling us more about agriculture? That's a field that is well versed in, and why there should be good communication between the government, the county government, the Sukari industry, to the farmers on the ground. Yes, join us in the show. I posted the link below and to my Facebook page. You can join by just clicking the link. I will add you onto the show. Join us to the show right now. We discuss on matters of national politics and matters of interest to our country. So much has been happening in Kenya. So much has been happening in Kenya. There's a lot of speculation going on. But what I'm happy about is that the two principals finally came into agreement and the talks have begun. So I'm centered on the talks, we might achieve in these particular talks. I have always said that these talks can be handled in parliament, but politicians think otherwise. If they talk, the two of them, then they can whip the members of parliament uh, to agree on some of the issues that they have passed. Otherwise, it remains an assembly that is not within our constitution. Whatever they will have discussed will have to go to parliament. I'm glad Obasanjo is the one who is conducting the talks and we hope that there will be a peaceful agreement between the two warring factions. So many people have died because of the demonstrations. Uh, People have been maimed. Others are still in hospital. We want this to come to an end so that we have a peaceful country where investors can come. You realize that Tanzania has taken uh, has taken off with some of the investment companies that were in Kenya. They are saying they would rather invest in Tanzania. The taxes are lower than what we have in Kenya. So the government of President William Ruto, you need to act very, very, very fast, or else you will not have any investor in the country. No investor will come to a country that is not peaceful. No investor will come to a country where there are no incentives to foreign investment. So we need to work on the foreign investment part so that we have industries that can employ our youth. That is what our development countries are doing. No country in the world can develop without industry. No country can only develop with the taxes. We need those taxes to be utilized properly and effectively so that our youths can get employed and the economy of the country can grow. That is what we expect of you, Mr. President. On other news, we have got the Interior CS Kindiki banning WorldCoin. There is something about the WorldCoin that we need to also talk about. Kindiki banned the WorldCoin, suspends the WorldCoin for a moment. I think, this is a security issue on the part of government. It is a security issue that they need to deal with. I saw also earlier on, who was it? Uh, Owalo also doing the same, uh, courtesy of a digital TV. Owalo also did the same. WorldCoin is not breaking any law. They are getting the data voluntarily from Kenyans. Wow, perhaps this is data infringement. This is something that should stop, Mr. Wallo. Once a third party gets your data, you don't know what they are going to do with it. So this is something that the government needs to address, and they stop this public drama. Well, this is something so new to so many people, and they need to explain to people why this is happening. So that is what is happening in the political arena. So much is happening, so many jostling, so many chest thumpings going on between the two brigades, the two warring sides. Ichungwa came out saying that he doesn't know. He didn't. The Azimio side did not talk anything about the cost of living. You can read from the scrolls down there. There was no any discussion that centered on the cost of living. So that one also happened. And we hope that Azimio will not go back to the streets because there's been a misunderstanding. Also, another big news making headlines: the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, just said that some of his ministers are not up to task. So we wonder why, Mr. President, why can't you appoint the right people to run the ministries, to run the parastatals? So this is up to you, Mr. President. The buck stops at you. We Kenyans gave you a job, you need to do it. You need not to come back to us. Kama umeshindwa na kazi, you need to tell us. And I've also advised to you, Mr. President, before that you need to have a proper spokesperson. You need to relegate the Minister for Foreign Affairs into to the government docket. Let him know through the spokesman's docket. I think Alfred Mutua can do a very, very good job to get information out there on what the government is doing. The current team that you have are not up to task, Mr. President, and they are good people. They are very, very nice people. You can deploy them elsewhere, but they are not giving you good service. That is why you are complaining about your CSS. They should be out there trying to sell the government policies and the government projects that are going on in our country. Now, a lot has been said about the ongoing by the Azimio leader. I am glad once again that Raila Odinga called off the strikes. No, we don't have any more demonstration, any more losing of life, any more road destructions, any more property destruction, and people can move on with their lives. It is important to know that a good number of your voters or your constituents are in the informal sector. They also need to work so that they can put food on the table. This is very important. Even if we are going to have the demonstrations, guys, we cannot have demonstrations throughout. And some people have made the demonstrations a career. They have made it like a place where they can earn a living. So each and every time the mandamanos are called, we have got thugs coming in, we have got these looters coming in, we have got people who are idle, who didn't know what they want to do, just disturbing the peace. So let us see that these mandamanos or these talks bears fruit. Again, the police force have said time again that the police killers who kill people in Nyandela and other areas, Nyalenda and other areas, should be arrested. They should be arrested immediately and demoted because this is uncalled for. When you kill somebody, when you shoot somebody who is coming in with very minimal force, you have an AK-47, and this guy is you've just dragged him from the house. That is so unnecessary. That is barbaric. That is something that we should all call out. That should not happen. But to the people who are attacking the police officers, that is also unwanted. That is also unwanted. You should not attack a man in uniform, no matter what how aggressive he might have come to you. Don't attack the police. The police are employed with a code of ethics and a code of conduct. They know when to restrain. They know when to attack you. So they are guided by this. So by and large, be when Amanda Manos will be called again, either if you don't want to get into a confrontation with the police, stay at home. I know you'll tell me it is within your right, within your constitution, but when you die, you'll never come back. If they're not very well organized, the way I've been seeing this Mandamano, some are organized, some are not well organized. If you're seeing that the police are saying that these things are illegal, then kaa nyumbani, don't try and fight with the government. Just don't try and fight with the government because at the end of the day, we'll have casualty. At the end of the day, they will have a widow. At the end of the day, we'll have some orphan children, which who society have to take care at 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 this particular moment. It has already happened. Let it not happen again. This is why we talk. We talk, and this is where we get information from you, and the government also listens to such talk shows because these are views of Kenyans. This is a view of someone who is concerned about his country. This is a view of what we need to do. So, as a viewer out there, please, 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 kindly, if you are people uh, who have uh, who have lost their lives because of maandamano. Poleni sana 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 kabisa. We hope that you'll get compensated in a way or two, but even the compensation is not enough. That life is lost. but that is the least the government can do. Please, Mr. William Samoei Ruto and the people who are concerned, kindly work and to give those who are maimed or those who are killed some kind of reprieve. Maybe you foot the bills, you give them some kind of money to give them a pole. You know, we are in Africa, and Africa, we do our things in our way. So this is something that we need to do. So poleni sana once again to those who lost their lives, to those families who have got members who lost their lives in the maandamano. Poleni to those who have been hurt during the protests. Poleni sana 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 sana. And we hope that the government of William Ruto will do something to the families who have been affected by this crisis. Those who have properties have been destroyed, those supermarkets that were looted. I wish the government could just come and assist those traders, because those were people who are very very innocent. They're caught in between the government and the opposition leader, or could also extend it to the opposition leader. I mean, the party has got a lot of money. Do something for your people. So this is important that they listen. This is important that they take action. Otherwise, thank you guys. We've been doing a trial run for this particular show. This show will be coming from every Thursday at 3 p.m. until midnight. We had other panelists who to join the show earlier on, but they were being held up either in traffic or something else cropped up, or they didn't get the signal in time. Otherwise, I hope that next time you'll be able to be part of this particular program. Otherwise, thank you very much to our listeners. Thank you very much to our viewers worldwide. Please, this is True TV 24. We are a channel that is growing. We need you to subscribe into that channel. We hope to grow big, and we are a 1 hour show. We want to start with a 1 hour show, invite guests to our particular programs, ensure that we have quality in the programs, and we have panelists who are going to give you the insight as it appears in our politics. This is the only way that we can have sanity in the country. So please subscribe to True Talk TV. We are on YouTube. Go to True Talk TV 24 page there and subscribe. We need more subscribers into the show. We want this show to be very, very big. This is the next biggest thing in the media industry. So tomorrow we could be in Monterey TV discussing the same things that we had discussed here earlier on, or different topics. We will be having soccer, as you can see on the scrolls. If you are a good if you think that you are a good panelist who can analyze issues or matters of football, please don't hesitate to join this particular conversation. We need many panelists who can come in and uh, analyze soccer. So, with that having said, we are just about to wind up this particular edition of True Talk. The talk began 1 hour ago, and just as I said, we must end the show on the hour. I am 5 minutes late to end the show for our broadcast this evening. Otherwise, thank you very much, guys who logged in. Leave your comment below. Tell us what you want us to improve on in this particular show. If you want to be a guest on this particular show, please, please don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to get in touch. We'll be reading your comment sessions during this particular program. If you've got a particular issue that you want to have a one-on-one interview with me, kindly just get into my Facebook page, Nick Odiambo, or get into Nick Nyangisa. All those are my Facebook pages. Get on that page, follow me, get into my inbox. I will definitely get back to you. I'm one of these kind of people that will always reply to their to text messages, especially if they are relevant, if they mean something to me. Otherwise, thank you very much. Thank you for staying tuned, and see you tomorrow for yet another show. Asanteni sana na mubarikiwe.